Starbuck, man. Oh, Starbuck made a tweet about Amazon getting rid of DEI, and I wanted, I'm not a man, but I wanted to punch some drywall, dude. I don't get angry easily, but the amount of misinformation that Robbie Starbuck is peddling in, I've sent him everything I've read and watched on Bridge. He hasn't responded yet, so I mean, we'll see. Maybe he'll read it. But like, the shit that we've read that Amazon is doing, and the fact that they started months ago, and again, Amazon was someone years ago who started renaming their like diversity, equity shit to like belonging and inclusion. They were already changing the language. And so for him to come out and be like, oh, I reached out to them, they didn't answer me, and then in an article, the reporter's just like, well, Amazon had started changing this stuff months ago, but like, we got to give the credit to Robbie Starbuck, and it's like, they're not changing anything. Amazon doing that is a no-brainer. Yeah, Amazon changing the language and going underground is a no-brainer. Amazon partnered with that stupid DEI measuring company. They're not dropping the measuring company. They're not dropping their measuring statistics. They're not dropping their builder program. They're not removing any of this garbage. What the do you mean? I try my best to whenever I talk about this bridge, and I'm like, please stay vigilant. Please don't celebrate fake victories. Please don't think that this is like over now. Don't listen to the people telling you it's over because they want you to stop paying attention. Axel Jessen, thank you for the 10. Rightoids are squeeted. This whole, they're dropping DEI is the same as whenever a leftist says anything vaguely right-wing and everyone goes based. They're lying and going underground. Thank you for the 10. I just like it boils my body. I'm literally reading what they're saying. I'm listening to their videos and the words coming out of their mouths, how they are lying, how they are changing the language. This isn't me being schizophrenic or making shit up. It's like anyone can read this shit. Amazon is literally a keynote speaker at a Bridge event in March. Yeah. I went over the keynote speakers before. Amazon literally having people going to the Bridge retreat in May to speak at the Bridge conference. Oh, but no! I know Robbie Starbuck says Amazon's getting rid of DEI! We're winning! We're winning! Woo! I'm fucking gonna lose my mind. Big news! On December 4th, I notified Amazon that they'd be an upcoming focus for us in 2025 as part of our project to expose woke companies. Today, they're announcing a halt to some DEI policies, and they've removed language about DEI goals and transgenderism from their site. Amazon has not, however, listed what those changes are going to be, and they've not communicated those Oh, there's been no communication, and they haven't said what they're going to change, but we're winning! Oh, we're winning another victory for Robbie Starbuck! If they do not specifically state what these changes are, I'll proceed with our report later this month exposing their woke policies, practices, and failures, because the public deserves to know if these policies still reflect Amazon's views. He hasn't released any of his reports for any of these victories he's claimed to have, which aren't actual victories, every single time. If they don't, then Amazon should say so. For clarity, I've only shown part of my correspondence below to verify what I'm saying. This is Brian Ovalsky, SVP, Chief Financial Officer at Amazon. Hi, Brian. You may know my work as I'm responsible for the recent elimination of woke policies and DEI at Walmart, not true, as well as eliminating woke policies at Toyota, not true, Boeing, not true, Lowe's, not true, Jack Daniels, not true, John Deere, not true, Harley Davidson, not true, Tractor Supply, that's the only one that I've seen that looks like they might actually have gotten rid of, like, this and many more. My investigative reporting team is working on a story about Amazon for the future, but before we deeply build the story, we wanted to inquire if Amazon is ready to make changes to their woke policies, or if they're still committed to DEI, funding pride events that expose kids to sexual topics, marketing and selling sexually inappropriate merchandise to kids, separating employees into groups by race and sexual preference, using far-left language with employees like Latinx, giving preferential treatment to quote-unquote diverse suppliers, blah blah blah. He sent this on December 4th. And then on January 10th, we have an article here. I don't know from what website exactly. Amazon is halting some of its diversity and inclusion programs. Amazon.com Inc. is halting some of its diversity and inclusion programs, a move that coincides with activist pressure on U.S. companies to abandon efforts to build a more diverse workforce. In a memo to employees, Candy Castleberry, a senior human resources executive, said last month that Amazon was winding down outdated programs and materials. And as part of a review of hundreds of initiatives, including ones that had completed their work, the team expected to complete the consolidation by the end of 2024. I've been saying for all of 2024, they're not getting rid of things, they're consolidating them into the rest of the company. I've been saying that because they've been saying that. They're still saying that. I'm gonna morb, dude!
It's morbid time.
Amazon wipes language on trans people, DEI goals from corporate site. Do these people even, like, read what they post? Like, I'm trying so hard here because I sent Robbie all of my shit that I've looked at. I've sent him all of the bridge information, and it's like I don't want to be a super hard ass, but how the can you keep claiming this shit, man? How can you keep lying to these people? I don't get it. So Grummz made a tweet as well. Grummz, I'm sorry, you're also wrong. DEI is toxic. Amazon winds down programs, calls them outdated. They removed much of the virtue signaling, and The Verge is reporting it, which is even more remarkable. No, The Verge is reporting it because they're part of helping this go underground, so we don't keep noticing. That must sting for them. No, it's part of the plan. Unfortunately, game companies have yet to get the memo. It's toxic to your brand and your legal health to promote DEI in 2025. Square and Capcom are both getting DEI infected, and it's sad to see. What does this say? Amazon is winding down some of its DEI programs. A memo sent to Amazon employees said the company is ending outdated programs related to representation and inclusion. Like Meta, Amazon is ending some of its diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. In a memo sent last month, Candy Castleberry, so that, again, they were doing this before Robbie Starbuck ever reached out to them. And again, we knew that they had been doing this for at least since 2023, according to Amazon's own internal memos of them changing the language because they already knew that equity was becoming a divisive word and the work was important to continue and the language used did not matter. Amazon's VP of Inclusive Experiences. They have a VP of Inclusive Experiences and you're saying that they're winding down their DEI programs. Like, I can't tell if these people are being willfully ignorant or like, are you being malicious? Like, what is this? What even is this anymore? I'm losing my mind. The company has been winding down outdated programs and materials related to its efforts around representation and inclusion, as reported earlier by CNBC and Bloomberg. News of the December memo comes just hours after Meta confirmed a report from Axios detailing the company's plans to eliminate its DEI program entirely, citing the legal and policy landscape. I definitely do not believe that Meta is going to be eliminating DEI policy. I do believe they would be removing their DEI program, because again, that is part of the plan. Corporations outside of tech are also stepping away from DEI, with McDonald's and Walmart also scaling back programs. I'm so glad they're stopping the use of Latinx. That's what's important here. As noted by CNBC, Amazon also recently removed sections from its Our Positions page, which outlines the company's stance on various political and social issues. An archived version of the page from November 2024 shows two separate sections with the headings, "The inequitable treatment of Black people is unacceptable," and "The rights of LGBTQ+ people must be protected." The current page removes both sections in favor of a single sentence reading, "We also believe that inequitable treatment of anyone, including Black people, LGBTQ+ people, Asians, women, and others, is unacceptable, and we advocate for policies designed to remove barriers to equity and create an inclusive environment for all employees." Grummz, are you fucking illiterate? Are you illiterate? You're wearing glasses in your profile picture. I swear to fucking God. I swear to fucking God. If I was Black, I would do the read right now. Like, this happens every time I read one of these tweets. And it's like they just paste shit and they're like, yeah, we're winning, they're getting rid of it. And then in the thing that they paste, they outwardly say, no, we're not getting rid of it. We're just doing more of the same. We changed a little bit of the language. You're too dumb to notice. Ha ha hee hee. We're gonna continue doing the work. Like, I don't like being like a bitch to people, but this is getting absurd, man. The company also replaced a section heading stating diversity, equity, and inclusion are good for business. Amazon winds down programs, calls them outdated. Unfortunately, games companies have yet to get the memo. It's toxic to your brand and legal health to promote DEI. Robbie Starbuck, big news. Big news, they're announcing a halt to some DEI policies. The company also replaced a section heading stating diversity, equity, and inclusion are good for business, and more fundamentally, they're simply right with, we are committed to creating a diverse and inclusive company that helps us build the best range of products and services for our broad customer base. Grummz, you had this information for months now. You know what this is if you've read all of my shit on Bridge that I sent you. What is this fucking tweet? What is this? Why? In other words, they aren't they literally said we are committed. We're committed to continuing it. I hate being an anime woman sometimes. You need to call them out or this will continue. It's so frustrating. Celebrating false victories for the sake of morale doesn't help anyone. Lying to people and saying we're winning when companies are literally doing the haha, we're doubling down, we're actually committed, but we're hoping you're gonna tell all your idiot conservative viewer base that you're winning so they stop paying attention. I was like, fuck. I'm saying the average person, I don't expect them to read, that's fine. But when you're someone like Robbie Starbuck or Grummz putting out this information, I absolutely do expect you to read. Because you're trying to like showcase information to your platform. So you're doing both yourself and your audience a disservice by lying to them. By not reading.